Hi, welcome to Micro 171.
Britain has begun to take back control from Brussels as David Davis announced that the first EU law to be scrapped after Brexit will be a charter that helps criminals avoid deportation. Revealing details of the forthcoming Great Repeal Bill, Mr. Davis told MPs that the controversial EU Charter of Fundamental Rights will be dropped on the day Britain leaves Europe. MPs cheered in the House of Commons as the Brexit Secretary told them Britain would be regaining the sovereignty it last enjoyed in 1972. He said, "A strong, independent country needs control of its own laws. That process starts now." A day after Theresa May began the Brexit process by invoking Article 50, European leaders entrenched their positions on their refusal to discuss a trade deal until the UK has paid its divorce bill. Francois Hollande, the French president, told Ms May in a phone call that Britain must agree to meet its obligations first. Senior EU officials said it was highly unlikely that the other 27 member states would give ground on the contentious point. Meanwhile, Nicola Sturgeon, the Scottish First Minister, came up with a new tactic to frustrate Brexit by threatening to veto the Great Repeal Bill in the Scottish Parliament. Mr. Davis published a 37-page white paper setting out the objectives of the bill, the legislation that will convert EU laws into UK laws on the day Britain quits Europe in 2019. Parliament will then be able to choose which laws to keep and which to revoke. Mr. Davis said the bill will provide clarity and certainty for businesses, workers, and consumers across the United Kingdom on the day we leave the EU. It will repeal the European Communities Act 1972, which provides the legal underpinning of Britain's EU membership, on the day Brexit happens in March 2019. Mr. Davis said that doing so enables the return to this Parliament of the sovereignty we ceded in 1972 and ends the supremacy of EU law in this country, which would ensure that power sits closer to the people of the United Kingdom than ever before. While the bill will provide for around 19,000 pieces of EU legislation to be brought onto Britain's statute books, the Charter of Fundamental Rights will not be one of them. Sir Bill Cash MP, Chairman of the Commons European Scrutiny Committee, said Britain would immediately benefit when the Charter was dropped because it provides protection for people who have no right to be protected. He said, "There is a disproportionate number of those in prison convicted of crimes which warrant deportation who, by virtue of human rights legislation, including and in particular the consequences of the Charter, are not able to be deported because of case law." Subscribe to my channel, thanks.